This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 388 of the Stable Scoop Radio Show. Real estate, Chantel, and Join Up. Please support our sponsors as they make this show possible.
Our sponsors this week are Bed in a Box and Uncle Jimmy's. This is the year of the listener, and it continues with auditor Chantel Mallinson from Pennsylvania. We take our once-a-month look at equestrian real estate with Joan Pletcher of Ocala, Florida. And Helena, she does some Join Up.
Welcome to the Stable Scoop, with weekly shows delivered right to you. With Helena and Glenn the Geek, live from the stable, it's every week. They'll bring you the news through hail or high water, while using their tails as their own fly swatters. So sit on down and laugh till you poop, cause it's time again for Stable Scoop. Stable Scoop. Stable Scoop. Stable Scoop.
This is Glenn the Geek.
And this is Helena B. And you're listening to the Stable Scoop Radio Show on the Horse Radio Network. Thanks for joining us today.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Well, Helena, did you get major snowstorm or did you miss most of it up there in Rhode Island?
We got moderate snowstorm. We got about 8 inches. About 8 inches of snow.
Oh, you didn't get nothing compared to any.
I know. 8 inches and a lot of blowing wind. It was super windy.
It was I know it flooded a lot of places in New Jersey. Was your ocean up?
Our ocean up. There were a lot of people out surfing because, you know, when it snows out, it's really not that cold. It's, you know, somewhere around 32.
What do you have, a wetsuit with a heater in it?
They have these crazy wetsuits, yeah, and then they grease their face all up, like their eyelids and things. And
ugh. That's dedication there.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
So we got about 8 inches, and then the next day it was beautiful out, and now just about all the snow is melted.
Well, I'm heading to Philadelphia for the ADA show this weekend, so I'm waiting to see if they're still going to have snow. They had 3 feet. So
yeah, I can't believe how much snow Kentucky got.
I know.
You got out just in time.
Yes, we did. I was really glad we didn't live in central Pennsylvania anymore, where they had the most snow, and in Kentucky. I was really glad of that. I'll take our little chilly nights down here in Florida. Thank you very much. But I'll be at ADA. We'll be recording a whole bunch of new Tack and Habit episodes this weekend, so I'm looking forward to that. You're not coming. I'm alone this weekend. It's just me.
I know.
Jennifer's not. She's never going to Philadelphia in the winter again. So
she moved to Florida, man. Yeah. That's all she needed.
Yeah, it's not happening. So
I know. I see all the video clips of her, of you guys going to Lynn Palm's place and doing all those fun little things, the shows, and the rides.
You've been. I saw a post that you made to Debbie Laux, who of course does the Horsemanship Radio Show, Monty Roberts' daughter, and I saw a post that you made to her about an experience you had with your horse. So tell us what you've been doing. Tell us what's been happening.
Well, a whole lot of nothing is what's been happening, which is why this little thing with Brody was so surprising. So over the summer last year, towards the end of the summer, I signed up for Equus Online University, which is the Monty Roberts online training program. And it's a series of videos it can be anywhere from 4 to 10 minutes long. And they're components of the Join Up program. And so I'm like total New Yorker. I'm a skeptic about everything. And it's like, if you can package it up and sell it, I do not want to buy it. So, but of course, because Debbie and Monty have been a part of the Horse Radio family, I was like, let me give this a try. These are my friends. And Jamie had been having some success with it. So, especially with Thor, her Mustang.
Yep.
So I went through, I think, 4 of the videos, of the introductory videos about how to get your horse to join up. So that covered, it was an introductory lesson, and then it was join up and follow up. And I went outside with Brody, and I was like, let's just give it a try. I don't have a round pen. I don't even have a round field.
Tell new listeners about Brody. Why did you have a desire to do this with Brody?
Well, honestly, I don't have a lot of time to get out and ride anymore. I don't have a horse trailer, which is a really big problem when you have your horse at home and your field floods. So, and I don't have access to trails. I can hack down the road. It's a very quiet town, but you get tired of hacking down the road. And if you go off the road, you end up on people's private property, which is great. Most of the people are happy to have you. But there's a lot of people that have dogs and ATVs and shotguns and other things. So you have to be really careful if you ride off the road around here. You have to be a little bit more careful than places that have marked equestrian trails. So I was like, I need something to do with my horse that will keep him calm and relaxed. He spooked on me a year ago. And he was completely justified in doing so. I mean, it was totally justified in doing so. I just wasn't paying attention, and my girth was loose, and it was like the perfect storm of stupid stuff. And I fell off and broke my wrist for the second time, and it left me feeling a little low in the confidence scale. So I was like, all right, let's try it. Let's do some groundwork. Let's reconnect, and then see what happens when I get back in the tack. I was really surprised that I was able to get Brody to join up. Now, for those of you who don't know Brody, he is a 17-year-old, 15 3-hand, old-time Appaloosa. So he's stocky. He looks like he's got some draft in him. A sweet, sweet horse. Very safe. Very gentle. Not a mean bone in his body. But like all horses, something jumps out at him, he'll startle. You got to be paying attention. So he joined up. I mean, I was surprised. I turned around to Buck and I was like, did this really happen? Did my horse really just like do everything that Monty Roberts said he would do after I did these very easy things? So the next day I went out and I did it again. And sure enough, Brody repeated all of the behaviors that Monty pointed out in his lessons. So I was like, all right, once is a fluke, twice is a coincidence, 3 times I'll be convinced. I had this horse walk, trot, canter in both directions, halting just by my body language, and then following me around the field, what they call follow-up, after just 4 sessions. And I think maybe I spent about 20 minutes each maximum with him. Fast forward, 5 months, where I really haven't had a chance to do much except get on and do the occasional hack down the road. For the past 2 months, we've done nothing. He's just been a pet because it's been freezing and rainy and everything's muddy. So it snowed the other day, and I went out there to take some pictures.
Remind me to ask you why you live there again at the end of the show.
Shut up.
Go ahead.
I know. Dude, I'm going to start a crowdfunding site so I can get a trailer. That's just how it's going to go. I have to, whatever. Okay, so I'm like, Brody, let's go out into the field. It's like, there's about 8 inches out there. It's beautiful. The sky's blue. He's handsome. I was like, I want to take your picture. So I opened the gates to the field, and we both walk out there. And of course, he's got his nose to the ground, and he's all snorty, and he's like, oh, this is cool. And he looks all proud. And of course, he's trotting through it. And every horse who trots in the snow looks like a Grand Prix dressage horse, So I go into the center of the field and I position my phone. I'm starting to take pictures of him. And he stops his little parading around and he starts to walk a circle around me. I was like, what are you doing? I don't have any treats. What's happening here? So it took me a second and I realized, oh, okay. I think he wants to work a little bit. So I asked him to trot. Just a little trot, and he picks up the trot. I'm like, son of a bitch. I haven't even thought about join up in half a year. So I asked him to canter. He canters. I ask him to halt. He halts. And then he walks into me, on the circle, center of the circle, puts his head down. And I start walking around the field, making tracks in the snow. The horse followed me everywhere I went and then back up to the barn. Stayed right behind my right shoulder the whole time.
And were you crying by the time you got to the gate?
It wasn't tears that I had. It was my heart filled with how stupid am I that I was so cynical? How wonderful a gift this is that the Roberts family has bestowed upon anybody who's willing to listen. The gift is there. You just have to be willing to receive it. And I became overwhelmed with gratitude, A, that the gift was there, and B, that I was in a place where I was open to it. I had no plans for this horse other than just to take his photo. So I was totally open, no expectations. And I think he really appreciated that and was telling me in his way that he likes the kind of work we do when we do the join up stuff. It's fun for him.
How cool is that?
It was really cool. I would say the feeling that I had the most was gratitude and humility.
And that's tough for an Italian girl.
Yeah, it's tough for anybody.
It is.
It's tough for anybody. But of course it inspires me. And now I'm like, oh, what else can we do?
Now the next time you go out, there'll be huge expectations. I know you. It'll be like, okay, now I expect you to jump 3-foot fences and...
No,
I know.
No, I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want.
You know, it's funny because Mary Kitzmiller just put out a DVD for how to get your horse to lay down on command.
Uh-huh.
You know, you can lay down and, you know, you can actually sit on them and stuff, kind of like the trick horses do. And, you know, she just did a DVD on that. He sounds like the kind of horse that would like that kind of stuff. He
would. He likes to work. Like he's not a lazy bum, but he doesn't appreciate ring work for the sake of ring work. He's not that kind of. He doesn't have that thoroughbred.
Right.
Let's see what
this
we can do.
This was more
together.
of a game, so it was fun.
And he's chill. Like I remember going back a couple of years now. We had Wendy on the show, Dr. Wendy Ying, and we were talking about remember the different elements.
Yep.
And my horse at the time, Pi, was an Arab saddlebred cross. Some call them a national show horse. And he had a lot of energy. He was a wicked, smooth, fun ride. But he was like a Ferrari. And his element was fire. Well, so is mine. So Wendy's like, you know, you put two fires together, you're going to have a fire.
You're going to have a disaster needing help.
Right. So Brody, it turns
Emergency personnel will be called.
Yeah, and they were. That's how I spent the next year in race with a blown ACL. So Brody is an earth element, and he's very much representative of the earth element. He's solid, he's grounded, he's nurturing in a way. What you see is what you get. So
very
we're
cool.
a good match that way.
If anybody's interested in that, you can just go to MontyRoberts.com and look up the university. It's every one of our listeners that has done it has had stories like this. And, you know, this is not a commercial. This is not a paid commercial. This is just something that Helena has lived through. So Jamie's going back in March for 2 weeks to Flag Is Up Farm. I'm going to spend 2 weeks there. Doing more training because she loved it that much. Yeah.
We were talking about every year Buck and I go to the Caribbean for a week.
Yeah.
Right. So we were planning on Antigua this year, and we may still go, but I was like, I wonder what he would say if I suggested Flag Is Up Farm.
Well, you know, you can tell him you're going to Dutch World because Solvang right there is kind of a Dutch town. It's a tourist trap. And everything's Danish. So there's good food. It's right by the farm. He can hang out in Danish World and gain about 12 pounds while you're up there working.
He can ride too. I bet he would like it. He loved it. He wanted to try it next.
It's beautiful. So. It is beautiful up there. It really is. Well, that's cool. MontyRoberts.com is where you can find that. We have to head off to our first real estate segment. We're going to be doing this once a month, taking a look at a property from around the country that's for sale. That could be kind of fun just to hear about them and talk about them. We all like to dream, right? And we're going to be talking to Joan Pletcher, who's one of the biggest realtors for farms and ranches down here in Florida, in Central Florida, in the Ocala area. See her picture everywhere. So we're going to get her on first, and then we'll mix it up every month, to hopefully getting around to different parts of the country. But first, we're going to hear from our good friends at Bed in a Box, and then Joan Pletcher with our real estate segment.
Welcome to bedinabox.com, where you'll find the most comfortable, pressure-relieving memory foam mattress at only 1/3 the cost of the leading brands. We have created an exclusive memory foam that sleeps cooler, rebounds quicker, and cradles your body in pain-relieving comfort better than other types of memory foams. Introducing our new memory foam technology. By swirl infusing gel into our advanced memory foam, we have created an even cooler, more comfortable sleeping surface. Best of all, it's made right here in the USA.
He had been dealing with back pain and chiropractor visits for a while, so we decided it was probably time to find a new mattress.
So we started doing some research on memory foam mattresses and found bedinabox.com. We were on a trip with some friends, and they actually had a bed-in-a-box mattress in their camper. And on their recommendation, we decided to get one for ourselves.
They got it to us in no time. We had no problem adjusting, and we were thrilled with the comfort. In fact, my husband doesn't have to get up early anymore due to back pain. He can lie in bed for as long as he likes without any discomfort. We recommend Bed in a Box to anyone who has back problems or just needs a good night's rest.
We believe we have created the world's best memory foam mattress. Using independent, accredited labs, we have tested our mattresses against the industry leaders to ensure comfort and durability. Test results show our mattresses relieve pressure better than the more expensive ones found in retail stores. Buying a mattress over the internet may seem risky. That's why we offer a 120-day zero-risk return policy. You get a full 100% refund if you're not satisfied. No hidden fees and no return shipping charges, and we back them with a 20-year warranty. Sound too good to be true? Don't take our word for it. Read what real customers are writing about us on Facebook, Twitter, Viewpoints.com, and other third-party review sites. We are dedicated to quality and service. We offer fast, free shipping to the contiguous U.S. Your mattress will arrive conveniently packaged and will be ready to sleep on within minutes. With the benefits of the leading brand mattresses, but at 1/3 the cost, why wait? Start getting the best sleep of your life. Call, chat, or email one of our friendly customer care agents to learn why 99% of our customers sleep better and toss and turn less on their new Bed-in-a-Box mattress.
Well, one of the things we do every month is we take a look at a cool equestrian property or a farm or a ranch around the country that's up for sale, so we can all dream a little, right? And Helena, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of them for sale right now down here in Ocala. And when you drive around Ocala and you see a farm, you're probably going to see Joan Pletcher's picture on it. And I feel, Joan, like I know you. We've never met, but I have been seeing your picture for a long time on farms. So it's good to finally meet you.
Thank you. Nice to visit with you.
You know, and you must get that a lot because your picture is everywhere. So people could probably come to you. They feel like they know you for forever because you've been around doing this in the Ocala area for a long time.
You know, the great thing for me is I love what I do, so I don't ever work a day.
What? And you get to represent some beautiful properties because we do have some beautiful farms. If you're a horse person and you're moving to Ocala right now, too, there seems to be a lot for sale, isn't there?
There is a lot of really nice properties on the market, but I will tell you that things are picking up and moving. You know, I had one that I just reduced yesterday, and in 24 hours I had 4 calls, and 2 people looked at it and have a contract accepted. And that was a really nice farm that had an arena and jumps and everything. So if people are in the market, now's the time to come look.
Well, and there's a lot more people now coming down from Aiken. A lot of the eventers are giving up on Aiken because it's still too cold and coming to Ocala. So there's a lot more horse people between the dressage riders and the jumpers and the eventers coming into. Is that what you see mostly, or are you seeing other disciplines coming here as well?
You know, I do see a lot of other disciplines too. And we have the horse park, and there's a lot of people that love to ride the trails and just, you know, be a horse person and not necessarily show. So the land around the greenways and trails is very popular too.
And what a lot of people don't know, Helena, is that we have a lot of the big time event or endurance riders come down here because there's so many miles of trails in the forests, and they come down here and they winter down here as well. So you have the Arabian endurance riders showing up.
It's just such a comfortable place to be a horse owner. It really is.
A lot more than in the Northeast recently.
Yeah, which is a perfect reason for why Joan's business is doing so well. You know, we're all still recovering from last winter, and I think a lot of people made plans to think about buying a property in Florida. So I'm really excited to have.
And we have live oak trees and palm trees and Spanish moss. What more do you want? Right there.
It really is beautiful down there. Yeah. So what do we have? What are you going to feature today? I took a quick peek, and I'm very excited.
I just have reduced a really wonderful property up in the Northwest. It's called Regal Merritt Brook. It's 26 acres. It has a beautiful home on it, an indoor, not completely indoor, but a covered arena. Really nice luxury barn with 8 stalls. Then it has a great equipment building that has a live-in apartment. And you're right in the Olympic medalist country, close to David O'Connor's place and Longwood Farms, and you're just, probably like 15 minutes to hit at the most.
That's convenient.
It is very convenient. And there's a lot of beautiful live oak trees there and rolling land. And she has it landscaped perfectly.
So how many bedrooms and bathrooms does this house feature?
It has 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and a half bath.
And a beautiful kitchen. I always look at the kitchen first. And I like the kitchen. And it also has one of those center of the room, what do you call those, with the fireplace on each side?
Right.
Yeah, I like those too.
Yeah, and the kitchen has the island in the middle, so the cooktop is in the center of the kitchen, but it's got this awesome hood. It's like totally custom.
Hood.
It's got
the
wood cover or copper cover, so you can cook to your heart's content and not worry about your
not that that's a concern for
everything
any of the horse women in our audience, but your husbands can cook to their content.
Yes, those of us who are sort of attached to men who can cook, we appreciate the hood.
That is an extra bonus. That is an extra bonus.
It does not come with the cooking husband, though, right? You have to provide that yourself.
Although if you live in this property, he'll just show up at your doorstep. I promise you that.
For an extra $500,000, you can get the cooking husband. That comes with it. Jonah will arrange that.
No,
I'm drooling as I'm going through these pictures. There are beautiful shade trees. There are palm trees. The paddocks are like they appeal to my OCD because they're so neatly and symmetrically laid out.
Right.
And
that's what's
acres,
so
right?
great about Ocala is with our composition of soils and the lime rock and everything. It's just perfect for growing good horses and being able to support more horses than a lot of areas in Florida. And we're not your typical Florida because we've got the rolling hills and the live oak trees, and which makes it really unique. And we're typically cooler and not as much humidity as a lot of areas in Florida. So it makes it better for the horses.
Yeah, in Ocala here, we're halfway in between the Gulf and the Atlantic. And we're about an hour and a half north of Orlando. And really, between here and where Dr. Wendy, for example, lives in Sarasota, there's a good 10 to 20 degree difference in the summer and the winter. And so,
that is true.
Yeah, in the winter, last couple nights we've gotten down into the low 30s, high 20s. So it still gets chilly, but during the day, then it gets back up to 65 or 70. So it really is perfect weather. And where this property is located in Ocala, it's not all sand. There's actually a little bit of dirt. So the grass actually grows better, and it makes great footing where they are.
That is true.
Yeah,
that is true.
Yeah, that's very cool.
And you want to ride all day, you've got the covered arena that's really nice and perfect for your jumping or barrels or reining or anything that anyone, in competition would want to practice on.
And Joan just lowered the price to $25,000, so get it today. That wasn't
25.
right. No, I was just kidding, Joan.
You just wanted to get their attention, I know.
You're fresh. I was like, I'll be right down.
$2,300,000 on this one. But you have properties, if you're not a millionaire and can't afford $2,300,000, there are one of the things about Ocala is you can get some really nice farms for less than $1 million. There are some.
I just reduced 40 acres. There's a beautiful barn with an apartment above it and paddocks and another building. It was $1.2 million, and just last night they reduced it to $899. So, and that's in the Southwest, not far from the horse park and the trails. It's a great location. Has beautiful live oaks too. So, if someone wants to have their barn and an apartment, come and go off season, or a place to build a really nice house, that's a perfect location.
Yeah, there are a lot of them. And, even in the $500,000 to $1 million range down here, you can get a nice farm.
You sure can.
Yeah. Well, Joan, it's been good to meet you. The website is joanpletcher.com. We'll put a link to it in our show notes, as well as we'll put it on our Facebook page. And, well, good luck. Good luck with this property. If people want to look it up, I guess they just go look under farms on your website, right?
Right.
Okay.
It's joanpletcher.com.
Sounds good. Thanks, Joan.
Excellent.
All right.
Thank you, Joan.
All right. Take care.
Mm-hmm. Bye-bye.
Hello, folks. Uncle Jimmy here, and welcome to the world of Uncle Jimmy brand products, where funny names mean serious products. Featuring Uncle Jimmy's Squeezy Buns, the squeezably soft hand treat that your horse will love. The award-winning Uncle Jimmy's Hangin' Balls. Uncle Jimmy's Sugar-Free Ball. The incredible Licky Thing, also in sugar-free. The amazing Uncle Jimmy's Pecker-Wrecker, and the Big Licky. The infamous Uncle Jimmy Hangin' Ball was first designed by me for my own horses to help reduce the bad habits which come from stall boredom. It now can be found around the world. This nutritious, flavored, filled boredom buster will help keep your horses occupied and happy around the clock. Properly hung, it will last for weeks, provided you don't let your horse pin it, and Uncle Jimmy knows who you are. The ball comes in 4 flavors: apple, carrot, peppermint, molasses, and now sugar-free. Once again, welcome to the world of Uncle Jimmy's brand products, where funny names mean serious products, and satisfaction is 100% guaranteed.
It is the year of the listener. And now, our Stable Scoop listener of the week.
Well, we continue the year of the listener with one of our terrific auditors and listeners. It's been a listener for a very long time. And also a friend of Helena and I's. Her name is Chantel Melanson, and she is from southeastern Pennsylvania. Hey, Chantel.
Hi, how are you guys?
Good. I was trying to figure out how long we've known each other. It's no secret that I used to work at Bit of Britain, and Chantel's worked at Bit of Britain ever since I can remember.
Yeah.
So it's been, 10, 12 years?
No, I think it's been longer than that, because I think I came to Bit, because I worked for Bit of Britain twice now. The first time I came was when you were there, and that was like 2002, I think, maybe 2003.
That'd be about right. Wow. We've known each other for a long time.
We're more than 10 years.
Now
we all hit that at about the same time. We all sort of converged in that.
Yeah. Helena was about the same time, too, actually.
Yeah. 2000 I was 2004, I think.
Yeah, when we moved to Massachusetts. Yeah.
Grace was, just 6 months old.
Just to let the listeners know, we did make a pact before the show started that Chantel wouldn't tell any of the bad stories on me, and I wouldn't tell any of her bad stories. So, so we made that agreement.
I don't have to follow that rule.
So we may have gone to a few shows and events together with the crew, and maybe drank a little too much at times.
A little too much, yes.
Did some shows more than others.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Tell us a little about yourself. Did you grow up horsey? What's the scoop?
I grew up not from really a horsey family, although my dad was very much into the races and stuff like that. But grew up with a pony in my backyard doing 4-H kind of stuff. Went to horse school, Lake Erie College, did a major there for equine repro. And then from there, I've been doing, I spent about 10 years or so, maybe more than that, grooming, barn managing, that kind of thing, until, it started getting the better of my body, I guess. I started getting old. Had to get a real job.
You were at a dressage barn, right?
Yeah, dressage and breeding before my current situation. Mm-hmm.
And what was that like? Because we have a lot of younger listeners, teenagers and stuff coming up who are thinking that that's something they really want to get into and do. And I know you did that, as you said, for a very long time. So what would you say to them?
It is great. I would say definitely have a fallback because, it's very easy to obviously get, pretty injured even working on the ground with horses, and you might not be able to do it full time afterwards, unless you have a lot of family support, maybe to supplement you that way. The problem is, though, sometimes, after you are in the horse business, say 10, 15 years, even a college degree doesn't really matter that much anymore. So it's probably good to at least keep your fingers someplace else, in order to be able to transfer whatever skills you have besides, grooming horses, cleaning stalls, riding dressage, whatever it may be, doesn't really correlate into the real world quite as well. So definitely keep yourself open to doing a lot of different things if you are working horses full time.
Were you were also in the breeding side of things there, and I think you worked directly on the breeding operation for a while, didn't you?
Yeah, we did a lot of fresh and frozen semen and that kind of thing. So I worked in the lab a lot, coordinating that. I did do some of the foaling out of the mares. That was always probably my least favorite job, just because I have a tendency to be kind of an anxious person anyways, and so if I am waiting for that phone call, I wasn't necessarily, in the barn with the mares. I was the person they called when something looked like it was going to happen, and I was always sure going into it everything would just be, a huge catastrophic incident, and usually they know what they're doing, but it's a lot of Pepsid, a lot of Pepsid doing that job.
And you weren't even the one having the baby.
And I would no, trust me, I will never be the one having the baby.
She's like the expectant dad, pacing
exactly.
the floor.
Yes, definitely.
What was the thing you would say in all those years you were at a professional operation like that? They were all warm bloods too, pretty much, weren't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What would you say was your favorite part of working at that job?
I mean, obviously the horses, you get attached to certain ones, but I did also work with some great people. We had some great guys working with us, and, everybody, I think overall, horse people, you either got to love them or hate them, but I think the real crazy horse people kind of filter out of it quickly. And maybe they, I don't know, I hate to say they become amateurs, but, they aren't the, ones you necessarily have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. So, sorry, I just probably
that's
angered
okay.
half your...
No, that's
we
true.
Do it every week. Welcome to the family.
Hey,
yeah.
And then you got married. Right. You got married here recently to your lovely husband, who I've met before, named Jim.
Yeah.
And he's
5 years now.
He's a truck driver, right?
Yes. He's plowing snow more than truck driving right now, but he is usually a truck driver. Yes, but his boss kind of has him plowing snow when necessary. They have a lot of contracts.
When you have 3 feet of snow.
When you have 3 feet of snow, somebody's got to move it. So he's been doing a lot of that.
Super nice guy, and I was so happy for you when you met Jim. I really was.
Yeah,
super nice
he's
guy.
He's a good guy, and he's starting to get into the horses a bit. He definitely, knows how to bring them in, feed, that kind of thing, and I needed to get a companion horse, so I got sort of a companion/husband horse that I hope works out as a husband horse. But he's learning how to ride now. Yeah.
Well, that answers my question. Does hubby like to ride? Does he help out around the farm, or do you have your horses at home? Let me ask that question.
Yes, we do have our horses at home. He does help out. I usually do most of the stall cleaning, grooming, that kind of stuff. He does bring them in because he gets home earlier than I do, during the fall and winter months. And he does all the, moving of manure piles and, that kind of stuff, fence fixing,
the big heavy
the
lifting
manly
thing.
tasks, I guess.
Yeah. It's okay to say the manly man stuff.
Yeah.
Does well, see, I love the part that he gets home before you do, and then can bring the horses in. That's such a mental relief. And you talk about the anxiety of horse keeping at home, having someone you count on, to just do that small thing. All right, I don't have to worry about leaving work early. It just relieves so much stress, and it's a nice little balance of chores. And he gets it. He understands, that allows him to connect in a way. Of course, everybody who feeds dinner or breakfast gets that. Oh, I love you, human.
Exactly.
Don't you love me too? Come feed me.
And I know. And his horse is almost like a dog. He will lick you. I mean, I've never seen a horse really lick people as much, but, he'll nose around at your, hands looking for a treat or something. But then he'll start licking you. And I mean, he's an odd duck, but he's a great horse. And they get along, wonderfully. So
us odd ducks get along with other odd ducks. So
exactly.
Tell us about your horse.
Yeah. My horse I just got him about a month ago. His name is Nacho. Nachito was his racing name, but I got him from Mid-Atlantic Horse Rescue, and they got him, I believe, out of a kill pen in New Holland. And they had him about 6 months. Yeah, but he's a wonderful horse. He is the quietest 6-year-old thoroughbred you'd ever want to meet. And he's sound. I'm not really sure how he ended up where he did, because he's, overall he's a really good egg, I would say. And I'm hoping, we'll see what he wants to do. We're still in the getting to know each other phase, but I'm hoping to do some lower level eventing with him. That's what I did with my former horse. So that's what I'm hoping for, knock wood.
Well, you work with Bit of Britain, and specifically with Tack of the Day, which Helene and I know a little bit about. We've talked about that before, that I was really the one that started Tack of the Day all those years ago, and then when I left Bit of Britain, Helena took it over. Over the operation of it. It's grown a lot since then, and you work. So if the order is screwed up, they come to you, is what it comes down to.
It's all my fault, yes. I'm the shipper. I'm not responsible for all the cool stuff that they find. I'm not responsible for all of the cute jokes and everything that, I'm just the kind of back end receiving in the merchandise and getting it shipped out as soon as possible, and hopefully somewhat accurately. But yeah, if you get your stuff wrong, blame me. I can take it.
Oh, bless your heart.
It happens. There's a lot of stuff going on.
That is the thing people don't realize, when back then, how, we would sell hundreds of some items, and that stuff all had to be shipped. So,
yeah. It's still the same. Depends on the items too, but some stuff is just, people love it. I can't get enough of it.
I remember having shirt days where we would have 10, 15 different shirts all day long, and we'd sell 400 or 500 of those, and they'd all have to go out.
Oh, my God.
Yes. Oh, that, I think everybody who actually works for Cat of the Day is, not necessarily look forward to Shirtathon, because that was kind of like your radiothons. They were a lot of work. Like shit, and the prep for that. But,
I remember
they were fun.
I came up with the name Shirtathon, and you're still using that name?
We haven't had them in the last couple of years, actually, since they kind of expanded the website to we have a 2-page where we have 10 or 12 different items every day.
Right.
So it's not quite as we weren't changing out we did do one day where it was, different shirts every day, but we weren't necessarily, sending out emails every day and featuring or every hour, and featuring a different shirt every hour. So we've kind of gone into, we'll have, big days of back on track sales and big days of, Charles Owen helmets are very, very popular. We do them.
I bet.
Stuff. So, yeah, we've kind of expanded to different, everything seems to run its course.
So how did you hear about us? Was it just because I kept promoting the hell out of the Horse Radio Network? Was that
I think so, Glenn. Well, I started originally listening to Stable Scoop when it first came on. I think that I just learned about that because of you. And I was listening to that in the 2010 show, pretty religiously there. And I think it might have been just like hey, I'm starting this idea, because I'm sure at that point I had no idea what a podcast was.
We didn't either.
So.
We didn't either, yeah.
So
I don't remember how I learned, but if it wasn't directly from you, I probably did, know.
And she's my only friend from back then that still listens. So thank you, Chantel.
Well, there are people that listen.
I
now.
know.
I think no one has the commute I have, so it doesn't have hours and hours and hours of listening time.
Yeah, because you listen to a lot of the shows. You listen to a lot of different shows.
Yeah. I listen to pretty much everything. Definitely, you guys and the eventing show, the dressage show, Horses in the Morning. I just automatically download, and then usually I listen to the driving show too. And I love Jen's tips.
We're always surprised at how many non-drivers listen to the driving show, and I just think it's because Wendy's so much fun. You and
Wendy do so good, together. And I love David Saunders when you have him on.
You just like his accent.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, he sounds so cool. I just want to sound like him, But that'll never happen.
Well, let's do this. We're running out of time, so we'll do the rapid fire questions. Helena's going to lead you. You've heard these before, so this is just quick questions with quick answers, all right?
Okay, sounds good.
Helena.
Chantel, what is your favorite food?
Probably cheddar cheese, very sharp cheddar cheese or Mexican food.
What would be your least favorite? What would be your least favorite food?
Coconut. Can't stand it.
I'm with you on that.
I'm
with you on that. I don't like coconut at all.
Coconut's so good for you. Okay. What is your biggest equestrian pet peeve?
People who do not curry their horses enough. When you groom, you should curry as much as you brush. That's where all the health benefits of grooming go. That's where you're going to get your shine. And that people that just knock the dirt off make me crazy. I just can't even watch them.
Okay. Who is your favorite professional equestrian?
I grew up just in love with Mary King.
Who was that? You cut out a little bit.
Mary King.
Mary King. Okay.
Mary King, okay.
Yeah. I love her. Just love her.
What profession, other than the one you have now, or a career with horses, would you like to attempt?
This is tough. Maybe politics, not to be a politician, but background policy, that kind of stuff. I'm fascinated with that. But
really?
I don't know why. I almost think
I've known you all these years. I didn't know that.
I know, because everything's so focused on the horses. I don't think my husband even knows that, honestly.
If you won $1 million, where would you go on your first trip?
Sounds stupid. I don't know if I would ever go anywhere. I would buy a little bit more land and just a few more horses, probably, and stay home.
I believe that.
Maybe
actually.
Ireland. Ireland would be fun too.
There you go.
I don't know.
Let's say
I
you
don't know if
had
I'd have
to
the
take a trip.
guts to go. Okay, Ireland, but I don't know if I'd have the guts to go hunting in Ireland, which is what I would want to do. So I'd either have to go to Ireland, get really drunk, and then hunt.
Well, that's what you do. That sounds normal, right? That's the order.
You have to take your old friend Helena, because I'd have to get drunk to go over some of those ditches too. In fact, I think it's probably the only way you can stay alive. You got to be at least half in the bag.
Yes.
Okay. What is your favorite celebratory word or phrase?
Probably something stupid like, woohoo. I seem to say that a lot on Facebook and stuff. I'm a big cheerer.
Okay. Woohoo. Woohoo! Glenn, that was
exactly.
That's all over Tack of the Day.
I would have said that for her too. I would have said it was something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. What is the most terrifying thing you've ever done, and would you do it again?
Probably my first recognized training with my old horse. It was an MCTA, and I would definitely do it again. But the third jump, I thought I was going to die over when I was walking the course. The fifth jump, I was sure I was going to die over walking the course, and I really didn't even pay that much attention to the rest of the course walk because I was sure I was going to be dead. I knew he could do it, but I really thought that there was no way I could do it. But I found out later that most people were using that as their final step before moving up to prelim. So it was definitely a beefy course, but it went fine. We actually were double clear.
As you
So
can
I was
tell, Chantel has a lot of self-confidence. She's just
There was
beaming in
tables here, Glenn,
self-confidence.
That would have, they were going to kill me. I was sure of it. You know.
Oh boy.
So that's funny.
Okay, so next question is I'm still processing that a little bit. If you could have just one superhero power, what would it be?
Teleportation. I would never be in a car again.
Oh, that's a good one, actually.
Get where I wanted.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't know if that's an actual power or a technology.
Well, it's your power. You can do what you want with it. So,
okay.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Okay. And last one. If your horse could speak.
If your horse could speak but answer only one question, what would you ask?
You spelled your U''RE.
Grammar police.
Anyway,
Well, it's messing me up. I'm reading from the script. I'm like, if your horse
I
could
can't
speak.
spell. That's your job.
Yeah.
All right. If your horse could speak, what would you ask him?
I would ask him if he's happy or what I could do to make him happier, I guess.
You're so squishy.
That's
That's
nice.
the most important thing. You know, if they're happy, you're happy.
You're so
Happy horse,
squishy.
happy
Good for
life.
you.
That's really nice.
Well,
happy horse, happy life. It's so true.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Chantel, for joining us. We really appreciate you being on here, and we could not have gone through the Year of the Listener without talking to you. So,
Oh, well, thank you so much. This was a lot of fun.
well, tell Jim I said hi, and I'm sorry we're not going to see you at Ada. I usually get to see
I
you
know.
and get a hug there, but I'll miss you.
I'll miss you too.
All
Tell
right.
Jennifer I said hello.
And if people have bitches about Tack of the Day, they write to Chantel at bitchhere.com. Then,
Exactly.
Oh, good.
see you,
heavens.
Chantel.
All right. Thank you so
Bye,
much.
Chantel.
Bye, Helena.
Well, there's no Tack and Habit segment today, everybody, because, we're going to Ada. I'm leaving right after the show today. We're going to have a ton of new products for you coming out that we'll bring to you. So we're looking forward to bringing those over the next couple of months here on the Stable Scoop Show. And, of course, you can listen live on Monday morning. I'll be coming live from Ada with Colleen, one of our auditors and listeners. She is going to be co-hosting with me. She is the product reviewer for Eventing Nation. And she'll be there all weekend with me, and we'll be bringing all the new products we can find to you for Monday morning on Horses in the Morning. Tune in at 9 a.m. Eastern. And then we'll have a bunch more for you on the weeks to come here on Stable Scoop. That's it for this week. You can find Helena at...
You can find me at sparkleandboom.com, where I spend my days, earning some money to feed
Slaving
my horses.
away.
Sleeving.
Sleeving?
Yeah.
You're talking
Learning
about me,
how
the
to
spelling
talk.
thing.
Sparkleandboom.com. I'm a marketing specialist, and so I support small businesses in their efforts to promote their companies.
Including ours.
Sparkle and Boom again, including Horse Radio Network, yes.
That's right.
For details about today's show, go to stablescoop.com. But did you know that you can get the HRN app on your iOS or Android phone? Yep. Just search for Horse Radio Network in the App Store. It's free and it's super easy to use.
Be sure to log in next week for another episode of Stable Scoop, where we'll bring another listener to you in this Year of the Listener. And you know what? We talk about auditors all the time. If you want to become an auditor, just go to stablescoop.com and click on the banner in the middle of the page. You then get access to the super secret, super private, and very active Facebook page for auditors and listeners to the show. For as little as $1 a month, you can qualify for that. We love your feedback. Join us on Facebook at Stable Scoop, or follow our tweets, or even better, become an auditor like we had talked about. Many thanks to this week's sponsors, Uncle Jimmy's, who I think I'll see. I think I'll probably see Uncle Jimmy this weekend. He's usually at Ada. And also Bed in a Box. I see them every night when I go to sleep.
Be sure to visit all the great shows on the Horse Radio Network. You can find them at horseradionetwork.com. Are we done, Glenn?
Yes, that's it, Helena.
Well, at least there will be more next week. Until then, happy scooping.